Well, good morning, and welcome to another short devotional. That lovely song I played for you was from my ringtone on my phone. It's called Songs My Mother Taught Me. For the last couple of days, I've not been able to get up with my phone, and I think I understand. I need something more like a marching band, but certainly doesn't wake you up. I thought I would read my devotionals from my Bible study program called eSword. I talk about that a lot because it's really a blessing to me. And I have a number of devotionals that I like to read, but generally only one I pick as the one for the day. This time, however, there were a number of them that spoke to me and had a running theme, so I just want to share them with you. You know, we live in a time where there's so much going on. It's hard to know if God's in charge. It seems as evil is abounding, just as the Bible said it could and would during the last days. I believe we are living in the last days. What do you think? At any rate, the things that I read this morning were comforting to me, and I hope they'll be comforting to you. First of all, God is watching over the leaders in this world, just as in the days of Ezra. So let's read James Ryle's devotional, and just know this: God knows what is going on, so we can trust him. Ezra 5:5 from the Good News Bible. But God was watching over the Jewish leaders. A great controversy stirred among the people of opposing views, with accusations flying and condemnations mounting. Sounds like the halls of Congress. Or, not to mix church and state, it also sounds like a few congregations we know today. But this controversy was way back in the times of Ezra. God was on the move, and change was in the air, but some people who liked things the way they were tried to prevent the revival from spreading any further. They were the leaders who liked things the way they were, because it suited their preferences. But their attempts to discourage the people of God and derail the revival were woefully inadequate, because God was watching. And God is watching leaders today. The Living Bible said the Lord was overseeing the entire situation. That put everything else into perspective, didn't it? It helps to know that God sees everything that is going on, especially in a time of confusion, in a time of disruption and opposition, in a time when alliances break down and friendships seem to fade away, as arrows of accusation fly and blows of blame lay heavy upon the broken heart. The Lord is overseeing the entire situation. He can subdue the foe, silence the critic, and stay the hand of the executioner. He can thwart the most ingenious of schemes and bring to nothing the counsel of the even wisest of men. When we are seeking God's face, hearing his voice, and doing his will, no plan of man or devils can stop us from finishing our work. There is no need to defend yourself whenever you are falsely accused, no need to advance yourself when you are unduly held back, and no need to justify yourself when you are unjustly condemned. For the Lord is overseeing the entire situation. He will see to it that truth prevails over opinions and that mercy triumphs over judgment. As for you, just keep your head down and move steadily onward in the direction of obedience. For God is watching, even if no one else seems to be. James Ryle. My final devotional that I want to share with you today is written by a Mrs. Letty Cowman. The first one in the devotionals I realized was by a woman. She wrote Streams in the Desert. She spent her life with her husband Charles in China as a missionary, When she came back because of his ill health, she wrote down many of these different thoughts and put them in this volume. If you've ever wondered what it is God would have you do, and I'm sure many of you do, especially during this time when it seems that God's coming for us is so close, I thought this was beautiful, and I hope it will bless you. Isaiah 30:18. Blessed are all they that wait for him. We hear a great deal about waiting on God. There is, however, another side. When we wait for God, we are waiting till he is ready. When we wait on God, he is waiting till we are ready. There are some people who say, and many more who believe, that as soon as we meet all the conditions, God will answer our prayers. They say that God lives in an eternal now. With him there is no past nor future, and that if we could fulfill all that he requires in the way of obedience to his will, immediately our needs would be supplied, our desires fulfilled, our prayers answered. There is much truth in this belief, and yet it expresses only one side of the truth. While God lives in an eternal now, yet he works out his purposes in time. A petition presented before God is like a seed dropped in the ground. Forces above and beyond our control must work upon it till the answer is given. The still small voice. I long to walk along an easy road and leave behind the dull routine of home, thinking in other fields to serve my God. But Jesus said, my time has not yet come. I long to sow the seed in other soil, to be unfettered in the work and free, to join with other laborers in their toil. But Jesus said, 'Tis not my choice for thee. I long to leave the desert and be led to work where souls were sunk in sin and shame, that I might win them. But the Master said, I have not called thee. Publish here my name. I long to fight the battles of my King, lift high his standards in the thickest strife. But my great captain bade me wait and sing songs of his conquests in my quiet life. I long to leave the uncongenial sphere where all alone I seem to stand and wait, to feel I had some human helper near. But Jesus bade me guard one lonely gate. I long to leave the round of daily toil where no one seemed to understand or care. But Jesus said, I choose for thee this soil, that thou mightst raise for me some blossoms rare. And now I have no longing but to do at home or else afar his blessed will, to work amid the many or the few. Thus choosing not to choose, my heart is still. This world is confusing to live in. Our lives are confusing to live. But one thing we can know, God is in charge. He has a plan for this world. He is not a God that's afar off. He's right here. No matter what you're facing today, God has a plan. No matter what your desire to do for him, God has a plan. So enjoy today. Today is Sunday. Worship him, love him, and trust him. Until next time, I remain your friend, Lana D.